Hello everyone, and welcome to Thursday's tapping. So here in today's tapping, we're tapping in to trusting our intuition. We're really allowing ourselves to release any of those negative memories or any of those negative experiences and any cellular memory or emotional memory that we have that says, I can't trust my intuition. So all we have to do is go ahead and first we're going to close our eyes. And let's go ahead and start with a deep breath in through the nose. We're going to hold it. And then we're going to let it out the mouth. Another deep breath in. We're going to hold it. And then we're going to let it out the mouth. And then another deep breath in. We're going to hold it. And then we're going to go let out the sound. Now, what I want you to do is when you think about trusting your intuition, what level of anxiety or fear or distrust would you say that you have? And I want you to give that a rating from 0 to 10. 0 being, I absolutely trust my intuition 100% of the time. And 10 being, I never trust it. I never can trust it. It's impossible. Then after you've given it that rating, I want you to kind of feel, where is that anxiety or that fear or that mistrust? Where do you feel it in your body? Are you feeling it in your chest, like maybe your chest getting tight, or maybe it's getting hard to breathe? Are you feeling it in your stomach? Maybe you're getting butterflies or knots. Maybe you're feeling it in your back. Maybe you're starting to get some back pain, or maybe your legs are cramping, your hands are cramping, or maybe you're like me and it's not necessarily a physical sensation, but more that you just start getting tired as you start to really allow yourself to feel it. Whatever it is for you, I want you to focus there, okay? And then I want you just to follow along with me with our tapping. For those of you that aren't familiar with tapping, you are free to open your eyes and just follow along with me and the different areas that we tap in. All I'm going to ask is that you also repeat after me. Either you can repeat it mentally inside your head, or you can repeat it out loud. It's whatever's conducive for the current environment that you're in. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with a deep breath. We're just going to let it out as we're still focused on where that tension is in our body. Now I want you to go ahead and put up your non-dominant hand. Then I want you to put it in like a karate chop, like you're about to karate chop something. Then I want you to take your dominant hand and I want you to take your pointer finger and your middle finger and I want you to put those together like you're doing Scout's honor or giving a salute. And then I want you to put those two fingers just an inch below your pinky bone. And we're just going to lightly tap right there as we begin to say, there have been times that I've trusted my intuition or what I thought was my intuition, and I ended up being wrong. There have been times where I've really wanted to listen to my intuition, but I was afraid of listening to it because I was afraid of what might happen if I was wrong. There have been times that I wanted to listen to my intuition because I knew what it was saying was right. But society tells me that listening to my intuition is foolhardy. Society tells me that I shouldn't listen to my intuition. I should only listen to logic. And so I've been really discouraged in listening to my intuition. Okay, we're going to stop tapping. We're going to take a deep breath in. And we're just going to let it out. Now we're going to go to the top of the head. We're going to start tapping there. For those of you that aren't familiar with that tapping point, just go ahead and put your thumbs inside your ears. Wherever your middle fingers meet, that's where you're going to start tapping. You can either tap with both hands or with one. It's whatever's convenient for you. As we now begin to say, I am willing to release all the anxiety and all the fear that goes along with listening to my intuition. We're going to come down here to the third eye point, or right there on the eyebrows, right where they begin. And we are going to say, there have been times that I've really wanted to follow my intuition, and I know I should have, but I just didn't because I was afraid. And I'm willing to release the fear of being wrong. Okay, then we're going to come here to the side of the eyes, right there on the temples. We're going to start lightly tapping there, and we're just going to say, I am willing to release all of the subconscious programming that says I can't trust my intuition, that it's wrong to trust my intuition, my inner guidance. We're going to come down here to the cheekbones. I am willing to release the old subconscious programming that says I can't access my intuition. Only psychics can do that, and I'm not psychic. I'm not intuitive. I'm willing to release those ideas. We're going to come down here underneath the nose, and we're going to say, I'm willing to open myself up to spirit in very small ways at first. And we're going to come down here to the chin, and we're going to say, but as I get more comfortable, I'm going to be more willing to be open to the voice of my inner being, to the voice of my inner guidance. I really do want to hear it. And then we're going to come down here to the collarbone, and you can either tap right here in the center or you can go off to the sides. Either way is fine. And we're just going to say, I'm willing to release my fear about listening to my intuition. I really am willing to, and I really want to. I'm done letting fear rule my mind. I'm ready to let love in so that it can guide me. We're going to go over the heart now. We're going to tap right there. And we're going to say, I've had a lot of feelings about my intuition. Sometimes they've been really positive, and other times they've been really negative. And those times that I think I've followed my intuition and it's only led me to pain and suffering, that was not my intuition. That was my emotions guiding me. Intuition has nothing to do with emotion. It has everything to do with guidance. We're going to go to the other side of the chest, and we're going to say, I'm willing to release all of the negative experiences, all of the negative thoughts and beliefs I have about following my intuition. Okay, we're going to come here to the center of the chest, and we're going to say, Dear universe, or you can say God or Jesus or angels, it's whatever you ascribe to for your higher power. We're going to say, I've written myself a very sad story about my intuition and how I can't access it, how I'm separate from it, and how only other, more gifted, more special people can do it. And I'm willing to release that story because I'm learning that everyone is connected to the universe because we are all one and we're all connected. I'm tired of downplaying my own intuitive abilities, no matter what they may be. And we're going to take a deep breath. We're just going to let it out. And then what we're going to do, I want you to go ahead and put your hands in little fists, just like this, and then turn them just slightly. And we're going to just lightly bang our wrists together. And we're going to say, I am open and willing to have my intuition guide me. And we're going to come back here to the side of the hand. We're going to make that karate chop, and we're going to put our 2 fingers from our dominant hand right below that pinky bone. And we're going to tap right there, and we're going to say, I'm willing to realize that my intuition isn't something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace, because it is the divine's way of communicating with me. I'm going to go to the top of the head now. That communication can never be lost and can never be hidden. It may be dampened by our belief, but it can never be severed. And we're going to come down here to the third eye point, and we're going to say, I'm willing to allow my intuition to guide me in small ways at first. And we're going to come to the side of the eyes again. I'm willing to allow my intuition to guide me in small ways at first. We're going to come down here to the cheekbones. I'm learning that my intuition is the divine's way of helping me to come to the happiest place in my life. We're going to go underneath the nose. Right now, my intuition is very subtle, and it's hard for me to pick up on it. But that's just because I haven't interacted with it enough. And I am changing that today. We're going to go to the chin. I'm changing that today. We're going to go down here to the collarbone, and we're going to say, I'm changing that today. I am going to be open to my intuition guiding me. And then we're going to go over the heart, and we're going to say, I am open and willing to allow my guidance, my intuition, to lead me in my life in small ways at first, so that I may see how happy and joyful my intuition can make me. I'm willing to recognize that intuition is the divine's way of guiding me. And we're going to go to the other side of the chest, and we're going to say, even though I may not trust my intuition fully and completely yet, I am willing to try. And then we're going to go to the center of the chest, and we're going to tap right there, and we're just going to say, I'm learning that intuition, when it's really coming from my source, is always peaceful and compelling. It may be direct, but it will always, as soon as it enters my mind, make me feel peaceful and compelled to do it. And it must be both. I cannot just feel peaceful, and I cannot just feel compelled. I must feel peaceful and compelled. Then we're going to come up here to the third eye point. I'm willing to open myself to my source. I'm willing to release the past. I'm willing to allow myself to be guided. We're going to come to the top of the head. I'm willing to allow myself to be guided. There is nothing to fear, for the divine only has my best interest at heart. Okay, we're going to stop tapping. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to let it out. And you can go ahead and do another little check-in with yourself. See if that number went up. See if that number went down. See if that number changed at all. If it did, great. And if it didn't, that's okay too. The thing with tapping, and the thing to realize with tapping, is it's there to assist you. So maybe the words that I used didn't necessarily resonate with you. You can take exactly what I did and change whatever words you want and interchange them so that they make sense for you and they resonate for you. I also want to give you a little tool for today with trusting your intuition. And it's very simple and it's very easy. So a great way to really tune into your intuition, I always invite people to put their hands over their heart. Do exactly that same breathing that we did in the beginning, those 2 deep breaths, and then the last breath, letting out the ha sound. And just keeping your hand over your heart and letting your intuition pick out what you're going to wear. Or maybe letting your intuition pick out what you're going to eat. letting your intuition pick out which way you're going to walk your dog, letting your intuition pick what movie you're going to see. And we're doing it from there, so we can say, after we've let out that ha sound, we can say, my intuition says I want to wear red, or I want to wear blue, or what movie should I watch today? My intuition says. What shirt should I wear today? My intuition says. And just be very calm and let it come to you. Don't try to force it. Don't try to make it. And if you don't hear anything, that's okay. Then go ahead and just pick out what feels the most peaceful and compelling to you in that moment. That's it. And that's just a great way that you can begin to start interacting more with your intuition. So I will see you all tomorrow for Friday's tapping.